Hi, everyone. I wanted to jump on here and share with all of you today some of the things that came out of a prayer time with my friend yesterday. I My hope is that it will bless many of you as well. Um, she and I'm sure, like many of you, we have all of our own things going on in our individual lives, and in addition to just our individual things, we're feeling just a heaviness, a weightiness of everything in the world, so many challenges, complexities, conflicts, um, complicated things just in the world today. And again, when she and I get together, it's we trust and know that the Lord sees us and knows what's going on with each of us and the things that we're dealing with. And so we don't posture ourselves ever to just go and ask the Lord about things. Like, we're not praying about um, anything in particular. We're just making ourselves available for the Lord to share with us anything he wants to say to us or anything he wants us to receive from him. And honestly, yesterday we had a limited window of time. Um, and so we also trust that the Lord can do things in a moment. We don't need, sometimes we'll spend quite a bit of time, and yesterday we were limited, and we're honestly perfectly okay if his choice is silence, and we just get to empty ourselves in a posture of being available and being there, even if it's just to be with him and minister to him and hear what's on his heart and mind, or nothing, just to be. Um, but I can honestly say, and she and I talked about this yesterday, like, there's this sense that I get, that how much he delights when she and I come together like that, in that posture. I do that a lot on my own. She does that a lot on her own. But when we come together, united, to be in front of him, like, I just feel an incredible delight that he has when we do that. So anyway, I want to share the things that I saw yesterday. There were like four things in a very short amount of time, that he showed me and that he spoke. And again, these just feel like universal truths to me. So I want to share them, and I hope you're blessed by them. So again, this was yesterday, October 25th, which would be 2024. And as you know, especially here in the United States, it just feels like chaos is always increasing in an election year. So she and I have just, there's just been a lot, not just here in the US with elections, but the storms and just increasing amounts of chaos in the world, it feels like. So the first thing I saw, if any of you have seen that movie, The Hunger Games, troubling movie, I see like all these little parachutes, that, how those parachutes would come into the Hunger Games and they would have like a little container of some sort of a reward. Um, so I see these flying towards me. And my thought was, oh, wow, they always contained exactly what was needed. Whatever the remedy, whatever was necessary in that moment, these little parachutes just brought in exactly what was needed. And I heard the Lord say, I will always be your help. And then I asked him, I was like, why are you using the Hunger Games as an analogy? Right? It's entertaining movie, I guess, but yet troubling in some ways. So I'm like, why the Hunger Games? And he said, this is the world. This has always been the world. Somewhat locating, if you think about it. from his perspective, the way that the Hunger Games, the whole portrayal of that it's always been that way in the world. And then I see myself kind of close up, resting in a hammock, just like literally just resting, my eyes closed, completely relaxed. And it zooms out, and the pillars, if you will, that are holding the hammock, one on each end, are the Father and Jesus. And then it continues to zoom out, and I can tell that the hammock is up in the heavenly realm. And I hear the Lord say, this is where you find rest. It cannot be found in the world. Keep your perspective here. And then the scene changed again, and he hands me a glass of this really clear, fresh water. Like I could just tell something about it was extremely pure. And I drink the glass of water, and I hand the glass back to him, and he refills it. And this time I can see how he's filling it up. And I see him fill it this time from a spigot that is coming out of his body. And he says, keep drinking from my life. And the final thing I saw is, I see me with this huge kind of ball and chain around my ankle. I see him remove it. He takes the ball and chain off my ankle, and he's holding it. And I realize how much it's been weighing me down. So he picks it up, and he brings it really close and shows it to me, and it's the world. And he says, this belongs to me. It's not for you to carry. So I wanted to share those with you. I hope that, I hope it encourages, it blesses, it brings perspective, maybe even helps release some things into his care, reminds us of the place of our rest and hope and trust, and just to continue to drink from his life in these times of uncertainty, whatever you may have going on in your life, and or whatever your perspectives of things going on in the world. I hope it increases your peace and rest. Be blessed.